I should probably try not to be so biased on my black side, but I just want to know how many CDs it takes to end a person's life. Honestly, I just don't want to see any more black people choked to death on the justice system. In the good old US of A, you can get shot for having black skin, kidnapped and murdered for being Muslim. In Great Britain, you can get bathed in acid by a supremacist, shanked and beaten as a victim of prejudice. And if I'm exaggerating, somebody please explain to me why the lack of melanin is the measurement of relevant residents, accompanied by claims of white presidents with individuals spitting the same hate as the president while preaching American reverence. Like, no blacks, no Muslims, no Mexicans. But growing up, I was taught that diversity is a good thing. Yet I hear him screaming, you don't belong here because of your skin, color, or your faith and religion. So what is living when this world is a prison? But hold on, wait. I'm half white. So does that mean I'm at least half entitled to white privilege? Maybe life would be all right if I was all right. I mean all right if I was all white. Like, what about those equal rights? Like, I just want to know why a man of color or Islam is harsher vilified than a white man that commits the same crime. And when I was young, I used to wonder why they said the truth hurts, until I discovered how Malcolm and Luther returned to the earth. And these days when I think of the KKK, I'm reminded of Britain first. And I'm wondering what would happen if Muslims organised a protest outside of a church. I mean, I'm unsure what's worse, the fact that in some parts of the US, the KKK still operate, or that in the UK, Britain first are free to incite violence through hate. I should probably try not to be so biased on my black side, but I just want to know how many CDs it takes to end a person's life. Honestly, I just don't want to see any more black people choked to death on the justice system. And I'll admit, I'm scared of the day I have kids. And my son comes home from school one afternoon, runs upstairs to his room, goes on the internet and brings up Google. Then shortly after runs back downstairs and says, Dad, I've discovered today I should keep it a secret. I pray 5 times a day. And when I ask him why, he replies, because I'm the media's definition of a terrorist. You see, it's funny because the definition of terrorism is the unlawful act of violence or intimidation, usually against civilians in the pursuit of political aims, which is why I find it insane that the media uses Islam to define what a terrorist is. But since we all fit the stereotype, let me be the first to say, please, terrorist, don't blow us up with your clock. And apologize for following a book that says killing one innocent soul is tantamount to killing the whole of humanity. And while we're on the subject, I just wanted to take a moment to say, humanity, we're all praying for you. I know you haven't been doing too well since neglect forced empathy to commit mass suicide. Like, how many times can humanity be subjected to genocide and still be expected to survive? And it's ironic how the paddock only holds men like Stephen within the frame of mental health and historical reasoning. And considering labels are race and religion specific, it would be a complete injustice for us to refer to a white Caucasian male that guns down 59 innocent people as anything less than mentally challenged. So what does it mean to have freedom of speech when so many of us aren't really free to speak, with your objective being to nod along and abide by whatever it is the media and its propaganda teach, like, Muslims are terrorists and all blacks are violent. Like, I can't breathe, but you better remain silent. Like, apologize for crimes you didn't commit. Like, I'm sorry, I'm here as a consequence of war. Like, I'm sorry for taking the jobs that you never worked for. Like, I'm sorry I fled my country in hope of a change. Like, I'm sorry for declaring we all bleed the same. Like, I'm sorry this is my color of skin, and I'm sorry growing this beard is obscene, and I'm sorry for labeling myself a human being, and for claiming that the actions of the minority should never reflect that of the majority. And that's why I write. To be a voice for the voiceless in a time where it's easier to voice less. And the truth is the easiest way to get writers blocked. But the truth is the only reason I don't suffer from writer's block. Thank you very much, people. Annotate.